Hi guys. So a couple of months ago I bought a ePrance Mini 0805 Dashcam. Unfortunately it's developed like a high-pitched whining noise as it records, so I've managed to get a return agreed through Amazon. So I thought, well, in that case I'll purchase the upgraded version, the 0806, which recently was released. Now, one thing I hadn't thought about, I'd specifically bought ePrance, however you might want to say it, before, and I didn't look this time, and this one's Monkon, I guess, although still it should be the Mini 0806. I don't know how much it matters what name is on the box. Or there we go. So I've not opened it before just yet. So there's the instruction manual. So I think it's going to be much the same as the previous one. Lens cleaning cloth, didn't realise that was included, it's quite good. So that looks like it's going to be the actual camera. Oh, okay, that bit, so that comes out. That's the outside case, so to speak. So here's the camera itself. Didn't look to be massive. I mean, it's just a different design. It looks almost on the. So it even says on the top there, Monkon. But I assume they're all basically the same. So this one's one with the GPS base. Well, I suppose we'll get to that. There's the 0805, 0806. Now, one thing I'd read about was there's more vent holes to help with heat issues. I did notice my 0805 getting a bit hot at times. This one apparently has a B micro SD and a micro SD. Although I've read there's problems with the A slot. One comment on Amazon was about it. You're not able to get the micro SD card back out. There we have the micro USB, the charging port. Which actually is interesting to think about it. The other one does have, at the bottom. That's fine. I was thinking it charges through the dock, obviously when it's in the car. Got a few different lights on the side there. Looks like a GPS lock, film, and battery. And obviously the screen. I'm going to go ahead and because that just looks pretty ugly anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the screen protector off. Looks like there's a bit of a protective. Yeah. Oh, it's the actual. No, it's not. It stayed there. Thought it was the Monkon was stuck on, but okay, so let's see what else is in the so not sure if that's supposed to be anything or if that's just what the camera sits on when it was in the box. So we've got two further boxes. One would appear to be so the mount itself, which will go onto the windscreen, obviously on the windscreen there, you can see there's the micro USB power. It slides in like so. And you can adjust it to make sure it's pointing the right way. Ooh, a little bit stiff for the first time, but I'm sure that's fine. And then so obviously we've got a variety of sticky pads, have we? Yeah. Even a couple of those. Couple of plates there. I don't know if that means you can sort of screw, some screws. You can screw the plate onto something and then put the camera sticky onto it. So I guess if you want it on your dash rather than your windscreen, I assume. Okay, so that one's all about and then some clips to run. I don't think the 0805 had them. So those are clips to run the cable through. That's quite handy actually. I'll use some of them on my windscreen to hold it out of the way neat and tidy. And the other box going to be the cable, I assume. Two cables. So one is regular USB to micro USB, so you can plug it into your computer, I guess. And the other one, it looks to be a good long cable, like the 0805, so it can run right around a windscreen and back towards a power point, basically. So unboxing isn't much use on a dash cam. It's really all about. Actually, I suppose we really want to have a look at the menus. I'm going to need some power, I would imagine, for that though. We just see if we yeah, low battery, it's flashing already. Resolution, quality, auto. I'm just wondering if there's anything different. It's probably very similar, and it's off. Let me get some power, and we'll try again. So I've borrowed a. I'm using my portable battery just to give some power, so we can have the device on long enough that we can look through the menu. So resolution, 2560 by 1080 at 30 frames. That's an interesting one. That's obviously the biggest it goes. 2304 by 1296. 45 frames a second on regular 1080p. I don't know if you can. Hopefully you can see this. HDR mode. Now that'll be interesting. I fancy giving that a whirl. In fact, we'll leave. That's 60 frames a second is 720p, and then we're back round to the beginning. So I want to try HDR mode definitely. Video quality. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know that they had that. Photo. I'm not so bothered about photo. Let's not worry about that. Auto exposure metering. Center, average, spot. Let's stay with center. That's fine. Exposure compensation. Okay, so that's we can go up or down if we know it's a bit bright or white balance. Auto. Flicker. Auto. Fine. Rotate image. That's okay. So if you if you wanted to put it that way, you would have the rotate image. Loop recording. I normally go 5 minutes. There we go. LDW. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure. Low. Don't know. Have to look that one up. I will do before I come back. Motion detection is off at the minute. It's fine. Oh, boot sound. Oh, thank you. Off. AV out. Off. Fine. Green indicator. Oh, it's the tube. Okay, so that's, I assume that bottom indicator there, we can decide what that shows. G sensor, 3G, power off. Okay, so we can have it auto power off. I guess if you're not recording, screen off, delay, and normally, so that's when we are recording. 30 seconds should be fine. GPS, sorry, I keep forgetting, you guys might not be able to see. GPS stamping, speed stamping, dangerous. Driver number, so you can, no. Date stamping, is that? Yeah, I suppose why not leave that on. Check the date and time. Oops, what's that? Two. Come on. There we go. Image sampling, date, time. I'm not sure what that is either, to be honest. Choose card. We want. Oh, okay. We auto, I suppose, is fine. Firmware version. Normally it comes in a date, so 15th of the 6th. That's a month or so old. There might be a new one. I'll have a look at some point. And there we go. So that's all the. Sorry, I had a bit of a slow process, but you've seen all of the menus now. So I'm going to try and get it fitted in the car. It'll be tricky because I want to leave the 0805 fitted and fit the new one to try and get some video comparisons of them both side by side. But I definitely, in this review, I'll be posting footage from the 0806. Okay, through the magic of editing, it's a week or so later. The install, quite nice and easy. I actually quite like the clips that they give you. So I ran it from my cigarette lighter extension round sort of underneath the dash in the passenger footwell at the side, and then up the side of the windscreen. That's where I used some of the little clips that they stick pretty good. I mean, one of them came off the first time I tried to stick, but it went back on and it seems to have stayed there. And it just helps hide the cable out the way for me to run it all the way along, and then sort of half hidden behind the rear view mirror. This is where one of the first points I liked is that the sticky pad is black for this mount rather than white, has been on some other devices. It just means it's slightly less noticeable from the outside. Well, I think it is anyway. The white sticky pad showed up quite a lot. This black one, not so much. So about the actual device, yeah, it's pretty good. It's not a great deal different from the 0805. It's slightly better video quality. It records in the .mov format, like I think others do. But there's strong, bright colours, good detail, works well in low light. Slightly better again than the 0805 in low light. I felt there's less sort of lens flare. You can use a CPL filter, so I bought one of these. I might do another video just of kind of how that works, which in theory reduces the dash reflection that you get on a bright sunny day. Not massive issue for us here in the UK, but can be. It also has the software built in for tracking where you are while it's recording. Although I won't lie, I actually forgot to test it on this the 0806, but I'm going to assume basically it's the same as the 0805. So yeah, the quality good. No issues at all there. And if that was everything that I was basing this review on, I'd have to finish with a thumbs up. But let's move on to some of the negatives. So the motion detection that you can set up on the camera, it just doesn't seem to work to me. Medium recorded pretty much nothing, and if I went up to high level, I couldn't stop it recording. You know, even if I covered the lens up so that nothing was moving, it would just keep recording. So that seemed very broken to me. Now, it was sold with I wouldn't say the promise, but it's sort of with the feature of parking guard, but you needed to buy some extra hardware. I believe it's part of the clip or something like that. Now, parking guard is when you leave it on in the car and it's connected to the battery still through, you know, some of them when you turn your key off, everything cuts the power to everything. But in my Mustang, you have the power all the time. So parking guard basically just monitors your car battery, and if it drops below a certain voltage, it cuts the power to the camera, so your camera can't flatten your battery. Seems a good idea, but apparently they've pretty much said that they just can't get it to work. I've got a lot of this from Dashcam Talk forums. And they've pretty much said, yeah, it's not going to work. Then at one point, I think I had the lane detection system on, and it was just beeping at me all the time. I was driving down a regular road, and it's just beeping away at me, and the only way I could do was pull over and turn it off. I don't know what that was. Quite often, let's see if it does it now. Quite often, although I think it's got better. Yeah, so it's recording straight away. Interesting. Quite often, it just wouldn't detect the micro SD card. I'm going to turn it off again because I think this is the motion detection. It wouldn't detect how to eject it and plug it back in for it to detect and then be able to record. And then we move on to, so it comes with 2 micro SD card slots, and in theory it fills one up, then it goes over and it records on the other one, and then it comes back and deletes over the oldest footage on this one. I've not even dared put a micro SD card in the A slot because, again, I read on the forums the ejection mechanism doesn't work for some people. I don't know how they get them back out again, but everybody has said it doesn't record properly onto the A slot, so I've just not even bothered. So a lot of negatives, just so many of the features simply don't work, which is a shame because it feels quite a sturdy dash cam. It feels better made, this one. I don't know if it's because it's Monkon. My last one was ePrance. I mean, I had a lot of good things about ePrance, but so it feels a sturdy dash cam. It's a solid, piece of kit. It's a discreet install. It's good quality footage. So there's lots of positives. But for me, there's too many faults. There's so many things that don't work or don't work properly. So I'm thinking it's probably going to have to go back and I'll try a different brand, perhaps a different make. So there you go. Unfortunately, not a glowing review. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you have one, because maybe I'm just unlucky and, well, no, from what I've read on the forums, I suffer from the same problems that almost everybody else does, so I don't think it's just me. So, sorry guys, maybe try a different one. I mean, I'm half tempted to go back to the 0805, because that was a very good camera until mine developed the fault of the whistling noise. Anyway, I'll leave you with a little bit of sort of footage from the camera, which you'll see is good footage. But for me, I don't think I would recommend it. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon. Testing the microphone once again. I am speaking in a louder voice than I perhaps normally would if there was someone sat next to me. This is probably how I would speak if there was someone sat next to me in the car. So I wonder how, if you have to be that much louder like this, perhaps.
And down below is the Hall of Fame, and I'm not at all surprised to find Amen Brother at the top of the most sampled list. In the world of music production, the Amen break is legendary. Pretty much any artist that has sampled music in their song is probably listed here somewhere, allowing you to dive in and find out what parts of their songs are samples and from where. You can also find out how many remixes for a particular song exist, and even how many cover songs have been written around a song. Surprised to see Beatles Yesterday in the number 2 slot behind what is